afternoon, Ollie.
Good afternoon.
You've won a league high 15 points from losing positions this season, but in both Manchester derbies last term, you had scored by the 30-minute mark. So just how important is it to sort of solve this problem and to start quickly against a team like City?
Well, start quickly is one thing, but start good. You can start quickly. Of course, we want to get on the front foot straight away, and goals, they do impact games, and when you get the first goal in a game, it's easier. Of course, it is. So that's something we want to get to in this game. We've done well against City in the last few games against them early on. Then again, it's a 90-minute game, and but we want to get off to a good start, of course.
17 goals conceded in 10 games and just 2 clean sheets. You can see yourself where those problems lie, but what do you feel you have to do to solve them?
There's loads of things we can do better. We can defend better from the front. We've scored quite a few goals in them 10 games as well. So that's been the nature of Man United over the years, that it's been many goals. So, but we want to defend maybe higher up. Of course, we got pegged back in the beginning during midweek, and they scored from some crosses, which was disappointing.
Simon Peach.
Afternoon, Ollie. How's the group reacted to the Leipzig disappointment, and will Edison Cavani and Anthony Martial be available for the derby?
Of course, we were, and the group was disappointed on Tuesday night. It's just natural. We really wanted to go through in that tournament. Now the reality is we're not. Then we've just got to move on. It was a tight group. We've decided by fine margins. I think you can see that in most of the games. They had a long travel back, so we had a day of recovery on Wednesday. Then after that, the focus has been good. The focus has just been on this game and the Manchester derby, which is what you want the players to get onto straight away. That's probably the best game that you can ask for after such a disappointment, because it does stick in your system.
Anthony will definitely be involved, so he's
cleared. Edinson has been on the grass, but I will make a decision later on.
De Gea this week was named on the shortlist for the World Goalkeeper of the Year, FIFA Pro Award. But at the same time, he's come under criticism. Paul Scholes is one of them for the third goal. I just wonder what your take on it all is.
I think David's a top goalkeeper, of course I do, and rightly so. He's on lists of being the best goalkeeper in Europe. And for me, he's handled criticism before, he's handled setbacks before, and he's a little boy or a man that we really rely on. And hopefully he's not affected by criticism, and I don't think he will be, because every goal that a goalkeeper concedes, you'd be disappointed with.
Simon Stone.
Ollie, it's coming up to 2 years since you've been in charge. Do you feel the club is moving in the right direction? This is your team now, because a lot of people say there's no kind of obvious structure to the side.
You just broke up towards the end there, Simon, but I can get the gist of your question. Yes?
I feel that we're getting better and better, and looking more and more like a Man United team that I want, with fast attackers, with dynamic. Of course, we've got good players who've got individual quality as well, that can create magic out of nothing. That's always been at Man United. And but we can see more and more of the penetration and the consistency that everyone says we don't have. Of course, we've won the last 4 games in the league, which is starting to become a good run, and hopefully we can carry that on.
Hey, Ollie.
Hi.
Have you spoken to Paul Pogba after the events of this week? And Do you and the club feel let down by him at all?
I speak to my players on a daily basis, so and Paul's no different to anyone else. Speak on the four eyes. Sometimes you speak in small groups, and for me, what was disappointing with this week was us going out in the Champions League. That's players wanna go through in that, and whatever anyone's representatives say can't really affect me. I've said what I want to say about that.
Carlson?
Yes, hey Ole.
Hi.
So I'm going to take on my Norway hat again, and your former player Wolf Ekram says he wants to take you on in the Euro League. What do you think of the challenge in the Europa League and his Molde team you would like to face?
Of course, we're looking forward to the draw, and we want to go as far as we can in the Europa League. Now the focus is on City, but when you ask, Magnus has been brilliant lately. 2 goals, fantastic goals, and of course he's never a player you want to play against. So, and I think that shows by all the times I've signed him for all my clubs. But it would be a special day, of course, if you draw Molde. Of course, I'm delighted for them that they've gone through convincingly as well. So me and Erling, we speak all the time. So I'm delighted for them, and let's see what the draw makes for us.
Andy Beaton?
Hi, Ole.
Hi, Andy.
What have you and your players learned from those 6 Champions League games this year and from that defeat in Leipzig the other night?
You know, it's been a step up from last season, of course, with the Europa League. So those 6 games have been great in the respect of what you say, testing levels, because we played against 2 top teams, one that was in the final, one that was in the semi-final last year. We've learned any small mistake will get punished. Any margin that go against you can punish you. We were very close to going through in a very good group. That shows, for me, a team that's moved forward from drawing in the Carabao Cup to Colchester and barely beating Rochdale, and or we beat Colchester maybe and drew against Rochdale. We struggled to beat Astana convincingly, Partizan. So we've taken steps from the group stages last year. So that's a year back. Short-term learning from this is that we still have a little bit of a way to go to of course compete and to go and win the Champions League, because that's our aim, of course, to win trophies and be contenders.
Last one in this section for James Savundra.
Ollie, whenever Manchester United lose a game from the outside, because of how big the club is, it seems to be a crisis, or is dubbed a crisis by some. But what actually goes on behind the scenes, and how does this squad and how does this club recover and respond to each of the setbacks that you've faced this season?
Well, I think every player is the same. I think any player that play football, or at least they should be disappointed and frustrated when they lose a game. So you want to bounce back. You want to win the next one. I think we've shown that a few times this year, that we've handled setbacks quite well. During games, before the next game, you have to analyze what's gone wrong. Sometimes you get half time to do it. If you lose the game at the end, of course, you have a couple of days before the next game. You don't have a lot of time for the coaching, so there's video meetings, but individual chats, unit chats. It's important not to press the panic button every time, because in football you can't win every single game, but there are games that you lose that will stick and hurt more than others, that will have more consequences than others. And now we're facing the reality without Champions League rest of the season, so we need to make sure that we move on, get back into the Champions League, and how we do that is just by improving from last season.